This is your spoiler warning. I'm going to be talking about No Way Home. And I'm going to be talking stuff happens in No Way Home. So you've been warned. But yeah, No Way Home. Yeah, so I saw it on Wednesday. It's good. Let's get out of the way. It is goated. Some of the best piece of Spider-Man material to ever be created. I'm telling you. I wish. I'm praying that Stan Lee, where wherever he is in heaven, is being able to watch and admire this because it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It honors everything that I feel Spider-Man uh, is supposed to be about, and just the pros and cons that a hero has to deal with. I think the movie. Sorry about that, my brother interrupted. But yeah, it fully uh, goes through the challenges of being a hero and trying to live a normal life. But also, I liked how the story tackled the how do you treat criminals, people with history in crime? Do you go along that route of just wanting to put them all in prison, punishing them forever? Uh, or do you give them that opportunity, all of them, that opportunity for uh, a second chance to turn their life around? And I like how, with a character like Green Goblin, for example, it showed how just some superheroes just cannot be, and not superheroes. Some criminals just can't be helped. No matter how hard you try, they will never turn. They never change and take that second chance. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's a shame that Spider Man uh, he wanted so badly to give them a second chance. Like my guy used flipping GCSE maths to web up Doctor Strange just so he could give villains a second chance in life. Do you know how mad that is? Sorcerer Supreme, bro. Like it's just crazy, crazy stuff. Being able to see it live, I was blessed. It was crazy. The cameos, um, and ultimately the ways Spider-Man he had the power to make the right choice, and quite frankly, he didn't use his power responsibly. He wasn't responsible. Telling Doctor Strange to nah, allow it, trying to give all these villains a second chance. It was the irresponsible thing to do, and he paid the price for it. You know, he had the power to put them in their place straight away, but he wanted to do the selfless thing. He wanted to save everyone, and quite frankly, that movie. The movie showed how you can't save everyone. He couldn't save everyone. He learned such a valuable lesson about being Spider-Man, and about how important it is for him to use his powers responsibly. Um, but also, he learned that sometimes, in order for Spider-Man to win, Peter Parker has to lose, and that was the craziest part. That's what I think what made the story perfect. The way it ended um, was just French kiss. The fact that even though was it he wanted his friends to have that life that wasn't affected by his Spider-Man antics, and he gave it to them. Uh, and now he's going on to college, and it's going to be crazy. Hopefully, we'll see Craven, Venom, and everything. But I haven't even talked about the cameos, bro. The other characters, bro. Daredevil's cameo was nice. How do I show people that this guy's going to be a character that's got powers without actually telling everyone he's got powers? Just throw a brick into the window, boss man's gonna catch it, bro. Like, guy's crazy. I'm excited. I'm excited to see him back on the same day we got Kingpin as well. On the same day, Andrew Garfield. Hmm. If this man does not get an amazing Spider-Man 3, I'm throwing a brick through Kevin Feige's window, bro. I'm joking. I'm not gonna actually do that. But like, come on, the enthusiasm, the the delivery, the performance, everything, the way it tied into Tom's story nicely, the redemption that he got by saving MJ the same way he could have saved Gwen. All my days. As soon as the scene happened, the first thing I said was PTSD, bro. And as soon as I said it, I knew he was gonna start crying as soon as he caught her. And it's nah. And Toby, That guy was like uncle, bruv. The uncle in the but the way he uncled Tom, to and the way he uncled Andrew as well was perfect. When Andrew was having that little self doubt, and his and he was telling him how amazing he is, which is cool. And what's it? And the bit when Andrew was breaking the guy's back, the callbacks to the previous movies, everything, it was so satisfying. The homage they paid to the Spider-Man PS4 game by bringing in one of the moves from the PS4 game into the, it's perfect. Everything about this movie was top quality, man. I'm gonna rewatch it again. I'm going to rewatch. I'm buying the DVD, bruv. I'm showing this to my kids. The kids are gonna show it to their kids. You know what I'm saying? The rewatch value on this movie, everything about it was sensational. And the best part was they didn't ruin the arcs of the previous villains as well. Doc Ock, the way that the journey they put his character in, solid. Green Goblin was a menace to society and remained a menace to society throughout the entire film. Electro, uh the way they use this guy in this movie, with uh, his chance to become something special. You know what I'm saying? He tried to take it, and then he had his little talk with Andrew and everything, and then oh, I loved it, man. It was so wholesome. But then the fact that they also used him to tease the Miles Morales' eventual appearance in the MCU, perfect. Perfect. So smart. Perfect. Lizard and Sandman, they didn't even play that much of major roles. And even then, their presence and what they did throughout the movie was great. It didn't all the villains, they didn't overshadow the main kind of Tom Holland MCU story that they wanted to. When I mean Tom Holland, I mean Tom Holland's Peter Parker Spider-Man story. They closed it off perfectly, and it's set up a potentially insane trilogy. You got Venom now, you got Craven, you've got Scorpion that still hasn't come in yet. You know what I'm saying? You got Kingpin as well. You know what I'm saying? There's flipping Black Cat, Gwen Stacy, so many great characters that they've got to their disposal, and everything was just set up so nicely. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do, and hopefully it's going to be a great new trilogy. And shout out to Tom Holland, everything. But I think in summary, what I loved the most about the film was I felt like the producers, the writers, they looked back at the previous Homecoming and Far From Home and looked, okay, what did we do wrong? What was missing in these films that we need to make sure is present in this finale, this perfect end to the trilogy? How can we make this final movie perfect in every way? And there was little things like the inclusion of the Spider-Man PS4 moves, the aggressive fight scenes, the hardcore fight scene. Every fight scene was hardcore, apart from maybe the one with Doc Ock at the beginning, which was just kind of a little bit MCU-y, but like in a good way. But the the intelligence in the fight scenes, like with Strange, for example, unexpected, entertaining. The movie is just sorry, I just had a moment. I think it wasn't even just the fact that they looked back and tried to make sure everything in this movie was right. It was also they looked at the movies that Tom and not Tom, that Andrew and Toby were in, and made sure that all the character arcs and everything were tied up nicely in this film, and they didn't ruin any of the character arcs that were finished in those films. But I think my personal favorite thing that I loved that was better was the Spidey sense, like the sound, the way the Tom Holland's facial expressions, the performance of that was just perfect. I loved it. Okay, I love that Spidey sense noise. I'm gonna find a way to include it in some like sort of comedy sketch in future. But yeah, overall, 10 out of 10. Goated superhero film. Gonna rewatch it at some point. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. What were your thoughts on No Way Home? Okay, so I meant to say what were my thoughts on the film, but I ended up rushing at the end, so I apologize. Also forgot to say I loved all the interactions between the three Spider-Men. Every single one of the interactions were valuable, were just rich, were entertaining, and some of the times that it was so funny when they were interacting with Ned and MJ as well. It was too funny, too funny. It's just, I really hope that if they do a Secret Wars movie or movies or TV series, I don't know, but like some sort of series of Secret Wars films that they bring these guys back in because they were just sensational, and I really think that they should. Well, firstly, Sony need to sort out the universe and decide who's where because the if you've seen the Morbius trailer and you see Michael Keaton in it, you're gonna be your brain will be discombobulated because it just doesn't make sense. Some of the things you'll be seeing, but that's another video for another day. But yeah, no, they need to work out who's where, and they need to do an Amazing Spider-Man 3, and find a way to flip include Andrew and Toby's Spider-Man in the Secret Wars in the future because the performances was such a little, such a so we've only like which was only in like the third act, maybe midway through the second act of the film. You know what I'm saying? Uh, they weren't even there for like all the way from the beginning, and they still like did so good that they deserve more movies, bro. I want more of them, just like I want more of Tom's. So yeah, hopefully Marvel will figure that out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And what did you think about the film? Apologies for that fake ending. This where the video actually ends now. Okay, au revoir.